As a 14-year-old boy, I wrote a book that I was really proud of. Now reading it again, holy fucking shit, it was bad. It wasn't better than I am right now. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Daily Reacts TV here, and welcome to a brand new series, as I like to call it, reading my own stories and giving you guys my thoughts. Because when I was young, throughout my younger years, I have been a writer ever since then. And actually, I'm still a writer till this very day. As you guys don't know, I am working on a fan script of Uncharted called Uncharted New Legacy, which is a spin-off of the Uncharted games. And also, I write a cinematic universe of all my favorite cartoon characters if they were in, like, a dimensional travel shit. You know, before all of this, throughout my childhood years, I have written 3 books. I have written 4 books in my youth. So I had one that was Space Jam 2, which was better than Space Jam New Legacy, let's be fucking honest. Shiloh 4, getting Judd out of jail. That was just a title I came up with, don't worry, it's weird. And finally, my 3rd book, which isn't, those were not comics. I make comics, and I think I'm better off with that, which is my first book, which was Back to the Future at Jurassic Park. Oh, God. And this has, how many chapters? 9 chapters. Oh, God. As you guys don't know, I have been a big fan of Back to the Future and Jurassic Park. But what's different between these two, as you guys know, I reviewed each of them on the channel. With Back to the Future, it's fucking time travel, where Marty and Doc goes back in time in a DeLorean, and that's one of the things I really like about the movies. And it's the DeLorean time. Like I was, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, where Jurassic Park has dinosaurs and Back to the Future has time. So at the time, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that as a book, like as a segment. I just wanted to make a story because there was a lot of fan-made pictures of Marty and Doc at Jurassic World. So bringing those brands and then put them together, at first as a 14-year-old kid, worked. And I was in 8th grade writing this. Now this one was a pain in the ass to write. This one was a pain. I had to write this, and yes, there's a second one. And if this video does very well, maybe I'll make a video on that second book. Obviously, I looked back at my old shit I had back when I was a kid, and this is my folder with all the pictures of me. Look, it wasn't easy. And the first book was in here, and so is the second one, but we'll talk about that in another video. Here's the 3rd book, which didn't get finished, didn't get written. So, and the rest of this just has, like, memories of old books, the one I didn't finish, and one I did half of it and just never finished it. And that would probably be a video for its own as well. And if this does very well, then maybe I'll do my cinematic universe as well. So I thought of the idea to mix the brand, because, you know, like I said, Back to the Future, oh my god, my chair. Like I said, Back to the Future was a timeline movie where they go back in time in a DeLorean. And Jurassic Park's just an island full of dinosaurs that eats people alive. I mean, it was a better brand. It was a better brand. So I decided to take out this book again that I've made back when I was 14 years old. And yes, a page ripped out. And reread it again. Now, let's talk about the production before I get into talking about the story and what is my flaws with my handwriting. Because my handwriting was fucking horrible back then. And it really shows. There it is. I'm even lucky that I could read a little bit of this. And most of the stuff I did made absolutely no sense. No sense. So first, the reason how I came up with the story. So, like I said, at the time, I started rewatching Back to the Future and Jurassic Park at the same time, because every year I rewatch these movies as fast as I could. Best as I could, what the fuck. It was during January I was coming up with the story, and it was coming up in my head. I'm like, why not mix these brands together but make my own story into it? So I did that, and it was a pain. I went to school writing, I think, the first 2 chapters in art class, because back in 8th grade, I had to go to the high school because of a certain reason. What happened? I'm not going to get into too much info. But back at the time, I was in art class. I got finished with my, I think it was an assignment, yeah. It was me basically drawing a theme song, like listen to a song while working on it. And at the time when I was writing this book, I did Jimmy Neutron at Jurassic Park, which would have made a better book than this. but hey, maybe in the future in my cinematic universe, before I end it, because I am going to end it and start with another story that I did when I was 13, which was a comic book story way before the cinematic universe I've been working on. But obviously, like, this brand and coming up with the story was hard. I written the first 2 chapters. I came in my class. Meredith Hendel, a teacher that I had before she got fired, looked at this story and said, this is shit. Directly to my face. Didn't say shit, but it said it looked horrible. My mom read it, and she was impressed, so I kept writing it. She would not, and I swear to God, she would not let me write this book. Even at lunch. Like, I was just trying to get it done. So my only time to write the book was in wrestling. Yep. A 14-year-old boy wrote this in the second one at the same year and the same age. Yeah. So let's just read a little bit of I'm going to read a bunch of pages and explain what I was trying to do with the book. Obviously, this was not easy to product. Like, it was not easy to come up with. It wasn't easy to think, what the hell am I going to do with this, you know? So, let's start, shall we? I'm going to read this chapter. Holy crap, Madison's grading was so bad in this. God damn. And you could tell that was my old handwriting. Looking back at it now, fuck. Marty Doc was back from 1899. Now back to 2017. Get your head around that. The movies were set in 1985. The video game from Telltale was set in 1986. And I put Marty and Doc in 2017. And at the time I wrote this, it was 2017. Oh my god. I'm such a fucking idiot for putting that in there. Anyways, and fix the car, which was supposed to be the DeLorean. Somehow, John Hamlin. I think you guys know where this is going. Obviously not knowing a lot of things about Jurassic Park before watching the movie again. Yeah. Anyways, John Hamlin. Marty says, 1, who are you? 2, why are you here? Why don't you just say, why are you here? What was I thinking writing this? Anyways, the whole chapter is basically about John Hamlin. It's like the first scene, it's like the scene where John Hamlin was talking to Alan Grant and Ellie about them coming to the island, like trying to convince them. That's basically what this chapter was. And basically, I don't know what I was thinking when I was writing this moment, because there was a lot of misspells, the writing was terrible, Christ. And my spelling was horrible. It still is here and there, and that's why I use my phone. I use the microphone for the video titles, which makes it... I just got done doing yard work a little bit more, but as I was saying, basically, before I got interrupted, the whole part of this chapter was for Doc to at least convince Marty to go to Jurassic Park. Yeah, no Alan Grant, no Ian Malcolm, no Ellie, just a complete recreation of that segment. Because John just leaves out of nowhere and not get the cops called on him. Again, I did not work hard enough for this book. Again, so this is chapter 2. You want to guess the title, what chapter 2 is called? I'm just going to give you guys the guess. Chapter 2, The T-Rex Attack. Obviously, I did not work hard enough for this book. Obviously, in this plot point, Madison's grading doesn't even matter half the time because I stapled this together and it is horrible. Complete wretched. Look at that. Horrible. Complete atrocious. But Marty and Doc got on the helicopter, which really reminded me, why didn't I have Marty and Marty's mom and dad in this segment, in this moment, saying, where are you going again? And how far are you going to be? Like, I didn't think of that when I wrote this book. But that, again, they let their son travel through time, and they don't even know. Which, did you guys hear that theory that George, Marty's dad, George McFly, knows that Marty's time traveling? So, that's a theory. But still, like, wouldn't his parents be, like, against him going to a park full of dinosaurs? You get what I'm saying? Anyways, this is the part where I'm just like, what was I thinking? Got on the helicopter, and there was Harry Potter and Hermione Granger.
Can I say hi?
That is legit terrible writing, by my standpoint. They're not even in the same universe, and neither was well, actually, thinking about it now, like, no. Still no. I guess, like, 14-year-old me was so excited I had to add Harry Potter into the story and Hermione, which was horrible. But obviously, this is the part where I was like, what the hell was I thinking? So, here it goes. Marty thought that John making the dinosaur come to life technically was saying trying to make it up. I didn't write that, apparently. And came to life. I should have said came up. I should have said that. Obviously, in the book...
Okay.
Obviously, I didn't think of that. And then Marty looks up and whispers, it can't be. Now, I'm going to try to do my Marty impression of this part. If not, I'll probably just have Back to the Future Part 3 Marty say this. But, yeah, I'm going to let him yell for me.
Doc! Doc!
Yeah, there you go. You got the yelling. Anyways, Doc looked and his mouth was open wide, then said, "Great Scott!" That's my best impression of Doc. I used to do Michael J. Fox's voice and Christopher Lloyd, but I'm doing better with Christopher Lloyd. But Christopher Lloyd's voice is my Leonardo voice from, like, the 2012 story, which is in the comic cinematic universe, which I want to start reviewing once I feel more comfortable revealing more of this stuff to you. Obviously, they look up, it's the same story, same thing with the dinosaurs, you know, and John Hamlin says the exact same thing, except it's not Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm. Where do I say this? Oh, yeah, I borrowed a line from the movie saying, Doc asked, "How did you do this? I'll show you. Welcome to Jurassic Park." I didn't think of that. Obviously, there's more towards this chapter. I even made a Transformers reference. I don't know why. Alright, where is it? Where's the Transformers reference? There it is. And basically, it's Harry asking, like, Transformers. How the hell would he know what Transformers is? This is how you know 14-year-old me did not think of anything. But that's how it is. Obviously, you know, the T-Rex break out. Don't know how. I don't really explain it. And then Marty and Doc and Harry and Hermione is off roaming around the island trying to figure out a way to survive. That's basically been the whole premise of the story. Now, here's the thing. I named Chapter 3, Why Did Marty and Doc Go Anyways? Why wouldn't you go? It's a park full of dinosaurs if you didn't feel like dying. So that, again, that is a stupid scenario to have in a chapter. But anyways, it's the same. It's a short chapter, too. Like, I clearly wasn't thinking. Marty had to think why he even go to Jurassic Park. And then Doc said, you have a big cut in your face. Now, at the time, I was watching Jurassic Park 3, writing this chapter. I did not think of anything else. Also, Marty was wearing the exact same thing he was wearing in the video game and in the first part of the movie. Like, Back to the Future Part 1, where he went and checks out the whole scenario of the DeLorean time machine. So, that was at the time, like, I was watching that Jurassic Park 3, and I had to put a cut in his face. And then Harry and Marty, of course, got into a fight. I did not think of anything. I literally was not thinking of anything else. And at the time I was writing this chapter, too, I was supposed to go to bed. But I had to beg my mom to let me finish this chapter, at least. So, once she lets me, I was, like, very happy. But at the same time, I was, like, thinking to myself right now, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? And here's the thing. Harry uses his wand, which is weird. Harry's still a wizard, which is a good thing. But at the end, he doesn't erase Marty's wand. Anyways, let's get into,
Why do we have to fight? Why does this guy
how in the fuck? How? Did I not put it in one page? You gotta be shitting me. I'm an idiot for not even at... What was I thinking? Alright, back at the park with John. I don't know why I called this chapter that. Could have been something more interesting. John went upstairs to talk to his workers. John said someone... This handwriting is atrocious. I think I was trying to say release the dinosaurs. Yikes! Ethan, one of John's workers. Look, I had a friend named Ethan at wrestling. I think I know where this was coming from when I was in wrestling. I think I was I wasn't wrestling yet, like in the match, but I was sitting down in the bleachers writing this part of the book. That's how you know the handwriting's at least better, but you still can't read it, you know? And then Ethan checked the computers, searched the guys, then something fast moved. That's how you know it's the Velociraptors. Come on, it's in every Jurassic Park story. Clever enough, I did not think of what I was trying to do with this story until now. I could have done something better. Chapter 5. It's kind of hard holding a page that is literally torn off. The next dinosaur. Marty looks around. Yeah, the next dinosaur. Meaning the Velociraptor. Which is in the next chapter as well. I clearly did not try. I think I was in they called me during the time I wrote this chapter. Oh well. Marty looked around. Thought it's Harry, I think it was? Oh my god, this stapling is terrible. Leading us to a good way then. Saw something, then Marty asked. Again, what was I thinking? I can't even read this because how stapled it is. My god. Like, what? Oh my god. Staples don't work for me. I use paperclip to do my comics, which I'll show later on. The paperclip thing. I used to and then I used to, before I did that, I staple it like up here, which was so much better to use in this scenario. Oh my god, what was I thinking? Where's that page I was at? Of course, the raptor jumps on Doc, says we have to get Harry. His friend, then Hermione took her wand and then jumped, and then Doc, oh my god. And here it is. Marty looks and said, I got it. Harry, give me your wand. This is the part that I know I fucked up. This is the part I knew. Harry threw his wand, and Marty catches it, then said, Expecto Patronum. How... Can we have the professor talk in the last movie about the wand choosing, please?
Wands only choose witches and...
How is Marty handling... Apparently Marty's a wizard! Oh my god. Harry... Thanks, McFly, said Harry. Thanks. Call me Marty. Yeah. Call me Marty. You'll know if they're friends if he lets you call them Marty. But that again, what was I thinking for this book? I think during this development I was trying to make a little trauma and a little horrifying of the story, which did not lead to anything. Let's just say that. And I think this is one of my worst work yet. Chapter 6. Marty becomes friends with Harry. What was I thinking writing this part of the book? Okay, so let me tell you the little segment I was trying to set up in the story. So obviously Marty and Harry gets like a little dynamic talk, like a development into the story. And what I was trying to do at least to have Marty and Harry at least become friends near the end of the book, because you know they're not going to be enemies. It was like that scenario in Jurassic Park 1 where Alan Grant was not liking the kids and then he started to grow and like kids in general. So obviously I was trying to make this entertaining, but looking back at it now, oh my god. So the basic dynamic is that Harry and Marty were talking about each other's parents, where Marty finds out that Harry's parents are dead. More in that segment later on in the video. So they become friends, they start having that conversation about Marty going back in time by accident in 1955, and that's all I can say about that scenario. Obviously, it was rushed by my scenarios. And then Harry and them goes to sleep. Oh boy. I hate myself for this. I'm putting myself through my terrible work I did when I was 14 years old. God damn. Chapter 7. Still on the way there. Marty woke up, looked around, and then looked. Then he said, can we roll that clip again?
Doc! Doc!
Doc got up and said what? And looked up, and then he said, Great Scott again. What is with me saying, wanting Doc to say Great Scott? I know it's an iconic line in the movies, but I think this is what, his second time looking at something that's probably not important in the story? Oh boy. They were almost there. Harry gets up, said, Doc, why? Asked Harry, and oh my god. Obviously, I was trying to get ready for that final dynamic. So, like, Chapter 8, another raptor attack.
Stop. No.
Now, writing these last two chapters, now it's time for me to bring this out. Writing these last two chapters. I wrote this in a dining room, eating breakfast with Lori and Bill. You know Lori and Bill from the vlogs I did back when I went to Tennessee with them. A little glimpse of them in the vlog. Lori gave me the idea for the ending, which was horrible. I completely hate myself for that scenario. Anyways, they finally showed up. Again, handwriting's terrible, and so is my spelling back then, obviously. Where is John? Well, he's in the computer room, said Doc. Look, how does he know he was in the computer room? Did I not develop that in the book? Well, probably because the Jeeps were, like, driving. It was, like, that dynamic scene, but except it was the T-Rex. But other than that, there's no other way how Doc would have found out he was in the computer room. What was I... Oh, my God. Again, I tried, but that made no sense. Oh, God. I guess, like, Marty said, John, are you there? Because they finally got the phone working. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. Let's just say that. Yes, said John. Get the copter. We're getting off this island. Complete rip-off of the first Jurassic Park. Am I right? Oh, the only way out, then Doc said, I'm gonna show up with the Jeep. The only way. They got out the easy way? Are you kidding me? They got out the easy way. I'm gonna say no about your park, Marty says. Yes, that's right. No one says anything. They got out the easy way. They didn't get chased by any raptors. I clearly didn't try. And then finally, Chapter 9. Going back in time to save Harry's parents. I know. A lot of you are going to say, what the fuck, buddy? What were you thinking in this scenario? So thinking back at it now, reading this chapter, I'm sorry. I put myself through this, reading it already. I'm already bored. I'm already cringing at most of the handwriting I have done. This is not a good book. Oh, God. They got on the helicopter. Then Marty said, I'm going back in time so you can meet your parents. They landed at the same place. And the doc gave Marty the car keys, the DeLorean, obviously. Come in the car, Harry said. Marty then asked, what month, what day, what year? August 10th, 2000. Obviously, I didn't even try looking it up, said Harry. Marty drove 88 miles per hour. File trails, which goes behind the car, you know, whenever he goes back in time. Oh my god, I'm getting so bored. Marty and Harry showed up. Then they saw Voldemort. Then Harry got out of the car, took out his wand, then said, don't mess with my parents. Voldemort looks, then said, who are you? And I'm Harry Potter, and I'm from the future. Can we roll the clip of Back to the Future Part 2?
There.
No, Doc, not me. The other me. The one that's up on stage playing Johnny B. Good.
Great Scott! You're the self who missed the lightning bolt of the clock tower. You won't get back to the future, and we'll have a major paradox.
Wait, a paradox. You mean one of those things that can destroy the universe?
Precisely.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Olabradabra, so he said. His parents got in the back of the... Oh my god. Got back in the car. Marty gone back to 2017. Again, 1985 was set where the movies, and the video game was set in 1986. Why couldn't I base it off of the video games? Anyways, he took him home to his wife and kids. Thanks, Marty. Marty very much... And you're welcome, said Marty. Got home. Marty's mom and dad were crying and gave him a hug. The end! Horrible. Absolutely atrocious!
Can I give you a hug?
Go ahead, Hayden. Obviously, I'm going to need it from reading this monstrosity of a book.
Hello.
Alright, Hayden, go back to playing Fortnite. I don't know what I was trying to do with this book. Obviously, I'm still going to keep it because that was my first ever, like, pride possession. I had other books that I wasn't proud with, like I said, Shiloh 4 and Space Jam 2. Horrible books. They were worse, and I wasn't proud of those because I was in the different amount where I wasn't developing my writing. But I was, like, so interested in telling this compelling story. I turned out failing it completely. I don't know what I was thinking writing this book. I don't know. But I tried, and obviously I fucking tried. Now, if this video does very well by the end of the month or in January as well, I'll go back, I'll make this video, the same exact video, but this time with this, the sequel that I made, which only has 6 chapters, lower than the first book. And then we'll see how that goes, and then we'll make this into a series where I show you all my Cinematic Universe books and read them to you guys on camera. Hayden, go back to your game. Go back to your game. Obviously, what do you guys think of the story? Do you guys think it's boring? Hayden, you're moving my thing!
Sorry.
What do you guys think of the story? You let me know in the comments. Smack like, subscribe, turn on notifications to be notified video make. Go in and link in the description to my gaming channel, my horror channel, and... Not my horror channel, my gaming channel and my Discord server. And tell me in the comments below, what what is the worst thing I put in the story, and also, what is your honest opinion of the story, plot in general, and everything, and do you think I was onto something or not? You let me know in the comments. Obviously, I'm bored out of my mind, and I'm making this video, and I have to edit this. Oh boy, I'm gonna have fun tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope we can make a second episode of this, because if we do, I'm gonna be very impressed. Alright, take care, guys.